Once upon a time, a sparrow and a crow lived on the same tree. They became friends. They would both pick up the grain together. Where the bird found the grains, it would call the crow. They often had to travel far and wide to pick up the grain. The two made it advisable that they sow the grains in a nearby field. Plants will grow from the grains, then there will be many grains on the plants. Sparrow and crow will not have to go far in search of grains. The crow liked the corn grains, and the bird also liked the yellow grains of corn. The two decided to sow maize in the field. The crow was very industrious but not as industrious as the sparrow. He didn't like working. He wandered around all the time. He would sing the songs of the crow, sometimes on one branch and sometimes he would fly on the other branch. One day it rained heavily. The sparrow went to the crow and said, "Crow and crow, the soil has softened due to the rain, let's also bring our field." But crow was very happy after the rain, he wanted to fly. He wanted to sing the song of the crows together with the other crows. But he couldn't say no to the bird. So he said, "I have yet to bathe. My beak is very dirty. You go and I just came. Let's go, I'm going to come, I'm going to put socks on my feet. I'm going to come. Hearing this, the bird flew to its fields. He waited for a while, but when the crow did not come, he slowly prepared the field by digging the soil with his beak. A few days later it rained again. The bird then said to the crow, "Crow and crow, let us sow corn. Now is the time to sow the grains." Crow then said, "Let's go, I'm going to come, I'm going to put socks on my feet. I'm going to come. The bird went to the field alone and started working. He sowed the corn grains in the soil one by one with his little beak. Then it rained and the fields got water. When the sun shone, small plants grew in all the fields. Sometimes the bird cleaned its field, sometimes watered the plants. But the crow never came to the field. After a few days, the plants were covered with blisters. Yellow-coated grains appeared on the barks. Now the grains are ripe and it's time to break the bark. The bird went to the crow and said to him, "Let's collect the crop." But crow then said, "Let's go, I'm going to come, I'm going to put socks on my feet. I'm going to come. The bird reached the field, but the crow did not come. The bird alone harvested the crop with a lot of hard work. Then, one by one, the grains were separated from the bark. There were two piles in the field. One is a small pile of grains and the other a large pile of corn kernels. The bird had just finished this work when the crow also reached there. Crow was very clever. He said, "The sparrow has made his crop good. You've done more work than I did. Do this, you keep this big pile, and I will keep this small pile of grains." He sat down on the small pile of grains. The bird said that we divide both the heaps equally. But Crow did not accept one. He was ready to fight. The bird sat down on one side. That's when it started raining heavily. After a while, the potholes also began to fall.